This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Hey, welcome to our A-Cuff House studio home on the Grand Ole Opry Plaza, where in just a few short hours, Kelly Sutton going to put on her church clothes, and she's going to bring it with Luke Combs' 5th anniversary as a Grand Ole Opry member. And then she's going to take off her church clothes and put on her party gear and roll with Post Malone tomorrow night. Both shows are sold out.
Everything that you're saying really is truly what I'm living right now, because I have looked at outfits and I'm like, what does one wear to Post Malone's debut at the Grand Ole Opry? Is it denim? Is it pink? Is it leather? Is it fringe? Is it blinged out? I don't know. It's going to be anybody's guess.
We saw him skeet shooting about a week ago. You can go do camo. You look good in the camo.
Thanks.
Well, you wore camo yesterday.
I did. Well, I had to interview Luke Bryan yesterday, so that was the whole...
You interview him better in camo?
I just wanted him to feel comfortable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I knew he was coming in.
I still think you do the knuckles. Post Opry. There you go.
Oh my gosh. Yes. That's a thought. We'll keep that in the maybe pile.
All right.
So thank you then for your contributions.
Yes, you may go home now. Your contributions are no longer needed.
I appreciate it.
Kelly Sutton.
Oh, under my eyes, in case anyone forgot. That would be so great.
Got to promote,
just in case.
Who else you talking about this morning?
Oh my gosh, so many people. Okay, first of all, Lainey Wilson, Miley Cyrus. It was the tribute we didn't know we were going to get. I got all the details on that coming up for you. You're at church, you're about to start singing, and you look up and you got a new worship leader, and her name is Carrie Underwood. So what is that like? That actually happened on Sunday. Plus, this is pretty cool. I just found a story about Post Malone, since we were talking about Posty coming to the Opry. He played at Outlands Festival in San Francisco. The reaction to Post doing country at a very non-country festival, what the folks were thinking, I'll tell you coming up. This is so cool because this was like the story that I go, oh, all my favorite things all wrapped up into one.
These
so we've got
are a few of my favorite
Disney,
things.
a few of my favorite
Lainey
things.
Wilson, Walt Disney.
Country music. It's all there. So in case you missed it, Disney does this thing every year. It's called the D23 conference, right? And they do it. I think they've done it at Walt Disney World, but this year was in Anaheim, so it was at Disneyland. And it really is an unveiling of all the things that are to come in Disney's world, including... Y'all, I'm so excited about this. The Greatest Showman is going to be a stage musical. It's already a musical, but now they're taking it to the stage, which I love that soundtrack. But one of the really cool parts is they do this thing where they honor Disney legends. They name people who've worked for Disney, done things for the Disney company for years. After they, get to a certain point, they honor them as a Disney legend. And they honored Miley Cyrus. Of course, she got her start as Hannah Montana on the Disney Channel. She was 13 years old when that show started. Well, there's a whole tie-in with Lainey Wilson because Lainey got her first start impersonating Hannah Montana. When she was in high school, one of her teachers said, hey, will you come and sing at my daughter's birthday party as Hannah Montana? And she did.
It's a paying gig.
She got paid for it, and she bought herself a little speaker and an outfit and a wig, and she started doing it all over the place, and she would open for herself. She would go and play 2 Lainey Wilson songs and then go change and come back as Hannah Montana, which is the whole premise of the show, right? So as they were honoring Miley Cyrus, they brought out Lainey Wilson, which was just perfect. This was the theme song from Hannah Montana, and look at that place. It's going crazy.
Well,
Everyone
look at our
there is
studio
singing.
director, Annie Nye, back there.
She's dancing. She was a Hannah Montana girl. I know it.
Singing every word.
It's so good. But it was just such an incredible full circle moment for Lainey to be there to honor Miley Cyrus. So congratulations, Lainey Wilson, for that moment. Okay, imagine you're at church and you're getting ready to sing and you feel really warmed up and you're excited about it. And then you open your eyes and it's Carrie Underwood on stage leading you in worship. I immediately would just go into let's turn my microphone off and I will lip sync the rest of this beautiful song. So that's exactly what happened. It was at Rolling Hills Church here in Franklin, Tennessee, just south of Nashville. Carrie became part of the worship team on Sunday. Take a listen. Now, don't you know everyone that's in that choir is putting on their resume singing back up for Carrie Underwood?
Especially in this town. And
Oh, that is so cool.
I've heard her say that she grew up and has continued first, single, and then she and Mike, and then as the kids came along. But she says she keeps Sundays very simple. The day of rest was a real thing the way she was raised.
Yeah.
That you don't do anything on Sunday. And it said we get up, eat a little breakfast, go to church, come back home, eat lunch, and just chill.
That's it. I love that. She works in the garden a lot too.
Yes.
I asked her how the garden was doing this year. She said not very good because she was gone a lot. So.
Carrie, how does your garden grow?
Yeah, not very well this year, she said. So this is really cool. We are celebrating Post Malone making his Grand Ole Opry debut. That's going to be happening on the 14th, which is Wednesday.
That's
which
tomorrow.
Is tomorrow.
And you are hosting.
I'll be there. So Posty has been popping up all over the place, and I thought this was so cool. And it really is a testament to how far country is reaching these days. He showed up at the Outlands Festival. Now, for those Outside Lands Festival, for those that aren't familiar, this is in San Francisco, and it is really anything but country. I mean, they have all kinds of pop and DJ and everything. But look at what happened when Post Malone went on stage. We have a little video. The whole place starts line dancing. You can't help it. Posty had him up line dancing. People brought their boots. It's just fun to see a festival that was never traditionally country turn country because Post Malone shows up and starts singing.
A little different than cable cars climbing right up to the stars, huh? Nashville gospel royalty in the house with the McCrary Sisters, and I'm all loved up and sugared up. And they just got here. What about it, Kelly?
I love it so much. Well, and just watching y'all hear yourselves. Like, there's something special when you're hearing it and you still love it. Because, so many of us, when we hear our own voices, we're like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. And y'all are over there just jamming. I'm like, yeah, it sounds good.
Well, we've got,
it sounds good.
From left to right, as I face them, we've got Regina and Ann and Alfreda.
Yes. Yep.
The McCrary Sisters are here with new music that we're going to world premiere here in just a little bit. But catch people up. And I know, just to point out that Regina's been having some vocal issues, so you may not be as out front as you normally would be in this interview. Is that right?
Oh, that's killing you too. I know it. I know
but
you.
Let me tell you.
And she's like, I can't talk.
Ann and Alfreda are thrilled to death right now. Because they fixing to take the spotlight, you see.
We're going to get a word in edgewise. Hey, by the way, you guys will be singing the song we just played to honor the Fairfield 4 in early September. How cool is that?
Yes, that's wonderful. Yes.
And that would be your father, Sam, right? Who was a founding member of the Fairfield 4?
Founding members of the Fairfield 4.
So give us the history of how music came to your lives through your father.
Well, for us, that's all we knew is the music. And from the way I remember is Fairfield Baptist Church. They are now on Dickerson Road, but they used to be on Fane Street in South Nashville. Well, anyway, one of the mothers at the church got some of the young guys together to keep them off the street, and they started singing. They started the group, and they named it after the church.
So how old were they? Do you have any idea?
They were young men.
Like teenagers, maybe?
Yeah, teenagers. Okay. Teenagers. And my father came in. She had the young boys together, and I don't know how long they had been singing, but my father came in, and they just started taking off. And they sang locally for a little while, and they just grew and started going all throughout the country. And then what's the name of the record company? Sun Records. I think they were on that label. I'm not sure.
Out of Memphis?
That's a big one.
Sam Phillips out of Memphis.
I don't know. Where are they? I don't know, but I know they started recording, They
won a Campbell's soup commercial.
Oh, yeah, Campbell's soup.
That's how they got on the radio. Because during that time, nobody had televisions. So Campbell's soup was trying to get a jingle, and the Fairfield 4 won. So therefore, they started doing
radio.
The radio for the first place was 30 minutes, 15 minutes on the radio once a week, and they won.
Oh, how fun is that?
Yep, that was
is
the beginning of it.
incredible. Oh my God.
That's the story I heard. I don't remember.
That's the story, and we're sticking to it.
When you're as young as Alfreda, you don't remember all that stuff.
No.
You had to have it passed down to you.
I was just in the back.
So when
Give me some rice. That's all I wanted, some rice.
So how many McCrarys are there? Your late sister, Deborah, of course, with the
And-
four of you. But
We have two other brothers that's passed away.
Uh-huh.
So it's 5 of us left. It was 8. Now it's 5. 5 of us left. Yeah,
It's 4 boys and 4 girls.
it was 4 boys.
That I
4
know.
girls.
did they give you your parts, or you just had to get in where you fit in when they
That's-
started
that
singing?
part.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. We
'Cause I-
start singing and you listen for a few seconds and think, oh, okay, I can go right there.
See, but
And you
that is
start-
such a skill people don't know. How do you even develop those skills unless it's at home and you're doing it since you're a kid?
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
amazing.
it's natural. It's natural for us. You know, for a while we had to be disciplined to the point that we didn't know it was a special thing to have. And so when we would hear people that didn't have it, we would laugh. We would think that was the, yes, she did. She laughed.
I don't remember.
Well, I have to tell you, we call that blood harmony. The Gatlin brothers on Thursday of last week
Yeah.
at Opry Country Classic spontaneously during the Stump the Band thing, where they try to stump the band, the audience will call out old gospel songs because they grew up Assemblies of
Yes.
God and they
Yes.
know tons of songs.
Yes.
And they just spontaneously broke into Swing Low, Sweet Chariot
Oh, wow.
in an arrangement that a cappella, the three of them had worked up.
Yeah.
And it was goosebumps
Yes.
the entire time. And
Yes.
just when you thought they had taken it as far as it would, they found another level.
Wow.
And they were just,
Wow.
it was magical.
Yeah.
It is. It's that blood harmony.
So when do you remember first performing professionally, when you, as the
Well-
McCrary Sisters?
Oh, as the McCrary Sisters?
It was 2009, wasn't it?
Well, I'm going
And
to put it
then
like
2010 when we got our CD, started
All throughout,
recording.
all throughout our lives, we, various ones would break off and sing here and sing there because it was 8 of us and everybody was gifted. Everybody could sing, so at any given time, we would break off. We had a group called the CBS Singers as cousins, brothers, and sisters.
That's fun.
I love that.
Yeah, that's fun.
I thought it was from the network in New York.
Doing a jingle.
No, cousins, brothers, and sisters. And
Yeah.
we sang for a few years together, and it was really, really good. And then, of course, life happens. I got to do this, and I got to do that, and I can't come. So, you break up. And we started again with just the
sisters.
sisters.
So, Regina, when did you and Bob Dylan start working together?
1978.
Well, you go way back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
78.
were you asked to audition?
Yes.
What were the circumstances that brought you to him?
I got a phone call that he was coming to Nashville to do a show, and he had just let go of one of his singers. And one of my friends was singing with him. So she called me and said, "Are you interested?" And I was like, "Okay, but who is Bob Dylan?" And then she said, "Lay, lady, lay, blowing in the wind." I said, "Oh, I knew his music. I didn't know him." And then I went to the hotel that's right across the street from, I think it was the Holiday Inn, right across the street from the Frisk building now. And upstairs in the suite is where I auditioned. And I just saw this white man sitting in a room with a black leather pants and white shirt and black vest on and these dark glasses and a hood over his head. And I sung the first song and he just sit there. And then I sung the second song and he lowered his glasses. And I started singing. I was getting ready to sing the third song, and I looked over at my friend, and I said, "Who is that man over there sitting like that?" And she said, "That's Bob Dylan." I said, "Well, what's wrong with him?
What's wrong?
He's Bob Dylan.
Why is he just sitting there?" She said, "Just go on and sing." So I began to sing Amazing Grace. And I looked at her and I said, "Harmonize with me." And she sings soprano. So I sung the alto, she sung the soprano. And he jumped up and grabbed a great big old boom box and set it on the table. He said, "That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for." And he put a cassette tape in and he said, "Sing it again." And we sung it again. And he looked at me and said, "You got the job. You got the job." I said, "Thank you." And he said, "But you got to get your hair braided." I said, "Okay, you going to pay for it?" And he said, "Yeah." And that started.
You have to tell the Sean McConnell story, Charlie, before we world premiere with the McCrary Sisters.
Yeah, so the timing could not have been more perfect because he was going into a very religious phase of his life musically. And you were featured on, well, certainly one of my favorite Bob Dylan albums, Slow Train Coming. Yeah. But then Saved and Shot of Love. Yeah. And our buddy Scott Sean McConnell, he's been with us a bunch of times, incredible singer-songwriter, but he was producing an album for someone, and they were going to cover Saved. And he brings you in because he wants you to do the vocals. And he says, "This is what I want it to sound like." And you tell Sean,
"Do you know that's me already singing?"
I love that.
All right, before we world premiere with the McCrary Sisters, let's talk about Christmas time.
15th annual that you guys are doing, the McCrary Christmas. This is amazing fundraiser for St. Jude. And
Riverside Revival.
Riverside Revival on the 6th, December 6th this year. Y'all, 15 years. That's something special.
It is.
Thank you.
So Merry Christmas. Be the first to tell you that for 2024.
That's amazing.
And you're off to the United Kingdom and Denmark in the days ahead.
Safe travels.
Right.
Next week.
Next week.
Well, somebody set it up. Your Amazing Love, the world premiere all over the world on WSM Radio and Circle Television.
Yes.
Well, this is a song I wrote over 8 years ago.
Oh, really?
I woke up in the morning, one morning, and I kind of felt a little selfish because I got up, jumped up, and started doing stuff, and then all of a sudden, it was like I felt like God was saying, but it wasn't your alarm clock that woke you up. It wasn't somebody touching you to wake you up. It was me. I called your name out and I told you to get up. And I've been following you all your life, all through your day. And you're at the end of your day. What did you give me? And I said, "You are so amazing, God. I give you all my love because you give me all your amazing love." And that's where the song came from.
The perfect setup for the world premiere from the McCrary Sisters. Love you all. Thank you for getting up early and coming in this morning.
Thank you.